Right, welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. I'm Auntie AK and I am here with
Auntie Farah,
Auntie Nana,
Auntie Sade,
and...
Wait, what am I? My nephew or my uncle?
You're an uncle, don't try
we're
it.
not doing that again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
I've been told I can be nephew.
No, you're not.
I'm offended.
cousin.
You're not a
cousin.
nephew.
Who told you that?
I'm Aaron.
No, but
from the block.
he's
an uncle.
I'm Aaron from the block.
Look at the
So
beard.
what year was you born in?
It's got greys in it.
What? That doesn't.
No, it does matter.
It does matter.
What year I was born
Yes.
That's the thing.
He was trying to calculate.
He's like 1995. 2005.
We are waiting.
How old are you? How old are your son? Wait. How old is your oldest son?
What?
How old's your oldest son?
Which one?
The oldest son.
The oldest one.
No,
You know
but
the oldest son. How old's the oldest
It's a very
son?
specific question.
Yeah.
He's
He's what?
year 11. Year 11.
What's that then?
16.
He's
No,
16.
it's not 16. 15.
He's 15.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
are 35.
So you're 35.
I'll take that.
Minimum.
Minimum.
I'll take that.
How old are you?
So
definitely not
take that.
Whatever the case is.
Wait a minute. If I was going around asking for ages, I'd get told off.
No, you wouldn't.
We'll tell you.
45.
Depends how you ask.
You're meant to say
100%
yes.
32.
No, 45.
100% 32.
45. I'm proud.
Moving on.
No,
How is it?
Sorry?
Wait.
What did
Can
you
I just
say?
ask?
Relax.
Yeah, what age would allow me to be cousin?
Nothing.
You have to be 30.
In my 30s. Yeah, I'm cousin.
Well, your Uncle Aaron.
39
Welcome,
then.
Uncle AA
I'm not
Ron.
39.
He's 39, isn't it? He's 39.
Welcome,
What's today's topics?
AA Ron.
How old is Aaron?
Alright, how are you, aunties? Everyone good? Everyone good?
Yeah.
And Uncle Aaron? Yeah, you're good?
I'm good. It's a great start.
What an intro.
Aaron's thinking, Sam, why
I
did I
feel
come
heated
back?
already.
Why did you come back?
I know how these girls get.
Well, we got Uncle Aaron back. We love Uncle Aaron, really, even though he tries it every time. So you welcome me to the family, Auntie Farah.
All right, so Queen Angela Bassett, I'd like to welcome to the family because she has once again made history. She's the first Marvel character to win a Golden Globe. This is her second Golden Globe. She's the first Marvel character to be nominated for an Oscar. This is her second Oscar nomination. She continues to represent us in the most beautiful, elegant, bold, powerful way with family and real blackness at her core. She is an absolute icon. So please welcome once again. We've had her before, but welcome once again because you are such an icon. Queen Angela Bassett.
And me and Auntie Farah met her.
We did meet her, and can we just say, like, this woman, woo!
In real life.
In real life,
Bro.
she's so beautiful. She makes you be like, look at yourself and say,
No, we were like,
God
we
damn.
actually want this picture, but we did take a
We
picture.
did take a picture,
Yeah.
but we were like, no,
Amazing.
just
Trying to be like
flawless.
you, fam.
I want to be like you
Trying to be like you.
all day.
How old is
Gorgeous.
she? How old is she?
She's in her 60s,
She's like
right?
60
60s.
something years
about
old.
age.
No, I wasn't asking you lot for your age,
You're
but
still another woman.
someone that's not in the room.
She's 64 years old,
Aaron.
and she just looks good. She looks better than some
64 is
24-year-olds out there.
Alright guys, let's get into what have we heard. This is where we get into the news and headlines of the week. A lot of stuff's going down. There's a lot of stuff going down. There's a lot of stories to pick from. We've got first and foremost. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah. No, because I think it's interesting because we've already talked about it like when it was happening, but like I didn't see it on the list, or maybe I just.
What's that?
I mean, there's.
Ukraine.
Oh, okay. What's going on with you?
If you have a story, please add to the list below with your name attached. Okay, so what's the story that you had, Auntie Sade?
What's happening?
What's happening with the Ukraine?
So basically, what's happening? Reports just come out recently saying that surveyed like Ukrainian refugees that came to the UK as because the Ukraine war was happening with Russia, and saying that some of them feel uncomfortable because the UK is too diverse.
Yeah.
It's too diverse.
Yes.
It's too
Diverse.
diverse.
Yes.
And there was a
Well.
news report, I think, on Channel 4 and some other
I saw
channels
that.
where they interviewed like these one woman who hosted someone who's now left that situation, and another woman who, with her full chest, was basically saying, you know, there's a lot of Muslims and they're known to be terrorists or something along those effects, that kind of thing. And it was just like, I don't want to be ignorant, but bro, if you don't like it here,
Go back to where you came from.
What's it that people say? Right.
I didn't
Is that
say
not the line? That's the party
I
line.
didn't say
isn't it?
that.
I would
I'm just
agree.
what the hell? Like, because it's not like you're coming here and those people are attacking you, making you feel unwelcome, you know, making you like feel less than. You've been accepted into society. Everywhere you go, well, I can only mainly talk about London, but when this whole thing was starting to happen, you saw the Ukraine flag flying.
Yeah.
That
In
doesn't
windows.
happen for other refugees that
Honestly.
come here. It just doesn't happen. So to then turn around and say and not understand that the people that are here are also, you know, British, and to say that you don't feel comfortable around them when it is Russians that are invading your country.
Not blacks.
They're not black.
Or
They're not
Muslims.
Muslim.
They're not Muslims. So what the hell? I thought, like, what is the motivation behind this, first of all? And I thought it was bloody out of order. Like, how dare you?
I saw the video and I thought, and exactly the
Wild.
same like reaction. What the hell? Go back to where you came. If you want to go, if you prefer bombs to people of colour, then you've got 100% issues. And people are making excuses saying, well, you come from a country you're not really sure of seeing, you know, you've never seen black people before, so it'd be a culture shock. Culture shock your fucking ass. I don't care. You're escaping war and persecution, ethnic persecution at that. You're coming to another country, talk about the ethnics in there. Get out, man. It's a liberty. It's wrong. How do you feel, Aaron?
There's no appreciation. That
Yeah.
Aaron, sorry.
what did you call me?
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Already.
What?
I feel like it's a lack of appreciation, isn't it? Like you said, but you're so kind of like used to what you know, but you've had to be removed from that because it's no longer safe. Over here, what's happened to you? What's actually happened to you? If someone had a run-in with someone and it's like, this is my reason for feeling this way, okay. But if off the bat you're like, this is how I feel,
It's insane to think, you know, like Ukrainian refugees have been given, got to be careful, but they have been given a lot of freedom here that other refugees have not had.
Right.
You know, they've been given the ability to work, they've been given houses, they've been given
A lifeline.
They've been given a lifeline. They've
As
been
they
given,
should, right?
and I'm not saying they
Yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah.
I absolutely believe that they shouldn't. But let's be clear: like what they've been given is very, very different to what other refugees have been given.
Yeah.
We've heard about how many children have gone missing from hotels that are refugees. Like over 200 now have gone missing. The difference is very, very vast, and it's just a shame that they've come here, and some of them that's their experience, because it's like it's the 21st century. You know. Black people, brown people, we be everywhere.
Right.
You know where you were going. If you wanted to
I'm
be
not
somewhere,
surprised.
even if you don't know, like, how is that your priority?
it shouldn't be.
It's not your
But
priority.
the thing is,
And also
they've
they're
shown
saying-
themselves that this is their priority. When you are fleeing war, they
Yeah.
were holding back black people.
Yeah. I was
gonna say
so
the same
why
thing.
are
Yeah.
we even surprised
you're right.
that this is
It's not a
going
question
to
of
be
surprise, it's like audacity.
Yeah.
It should be expected. I think
It's the
because in their country, it's not that they weren't seeing black people. There was a lot of students there. They were being racist there. So coming over here and placing them in areas, yes, they're going to start talking about it because they have been welcomed to a way where they feel that they have a privilege to be here. They weren't struggling to get in here. Like
Yeah, they
Syria.
weren't at all.
They
They
didn't
absolutely
have to
weren't.
jump
You're
on
right.
boats or anything. They were welcomed. So within that, you are going to be like, well, you guys have welcomed me here. I don't feel safe.
You know what? This goes back to what we said ages ago about like how would they feel if they were in a black household.
Right.
You know, you mentioned
And
that
I
a
think-
while ago.
Absolutely right.
So look at
Well, they
that.
wouldn't be in a black house.
They'd be like,
They'd
no,
be like, I'm
thank
not
you.
going.
Send me back.
But it just is insane that how, especially like Islamophobia propaganda is just widespread. It's just because really and truly, it's like that is not the threat to you at all. Like, it's the Russians that are the threat to you
White
at the moment, right?
Russians.
White Russians, Christian Russians,
Yeah.
majority, do you know what I mean? That are a threat to your actual country and why you're here in the first place, and you're concerned about Muslims.
Maybe they needed
blacks.
to actually experience what it is to be a refugee properly. And then there'll be an appreciation. But they were welcomed over here and brought here. And,
Doors were flung wide open.
yeah.
And welcomed. All right, moving on. The story that we need to talk about is Tyre Nichols, the unfortunate murder of a black man in America at the hands of 5 black policemen at that. So the conversation around this murder, it was a routine traffic stop. He was pulled over, whatever the circumstances, he was pulled out of his car, and then the interaction caused him to flee because he was scared, I believe. And 5 black cops persecuted him, run him down, and then proceeded to beat him to the point where he was in hospital for 3 days, and on the 3rd day he passed because of the loss of blood. The conversation around that, Black Lives Matter, conversation around that, whether black people, whether it's racist because it's black cops who have perpetrated this horrible, heinous, allegedly, we have to say allegedly, heinous crime. Also, we have the conversation about, there's a guy called Jason Whitlock. He used to be a journalist and a football pundit or sports pundit. He actually had the audacity to say out of his mouth on Tucker Carlson's Fox show that it's the blame of single black mothers, how it's black men acting like gang members. That's what he saw. And he blamed the police chief, who is called CJ Davis. She's a black woman. He accused her of being a single woman, but single black mother, but actually she's apparently married anyway, so that's misinformation. But he said because the Memphis Police Department is run by a woman, that's a problem. A single black woman, that's a problem. The people, the cops and the victim, single black parenthood, that's why this happened. And then, so in defending that, in defending the chief from that conversation, she's also came out and said it's about the same, if not worse, than the 1991 Los Angeles police beating of Rodney King. So she's also exaggerating this to say this is worse than any police beating that we've ever seen. And that's the conversation, that it seems to be that because there's these black cops that have done it, it's worse than any police beating, worse than George Floyd, worse than anything we've ever seen.
Was this recorded?
Yes.
Yeah.
The video footage was released yesterday.
Please don't watch it.
And
was this police cam footage?
Yeah.
Or bystander?
Body cam
Yeah.
and dash cam.
And so it's the dash cam, it's the police body cam, and there's actually a street footage as well.
Yeah.
And
I
again,
didn't see it.
please don't watch it.
If you don't want to watch
It's trauma porn.
I don't know. I feel like, not to excuse anything, right? But I feel like if I was a police officer, there would be a worry I'd have when it comes to certain things, just in case anything happened and I had to use force. Like, where is that fine line? Mm-hmm. And I feel like, is there some sort of issue with training? Is there what is going on where we can't kind of say, this is the line you do not cross as a police officer? Even if they're doing this, they're doing it. There's 5 of you. 5, I can understand one-on-one, you're feeling fearful. You know what, I might have to use a bit more force. Yeah. 5 people to one guy. I don't know the size of the guy. I don't know if he was big.
He's a small dude.
They chased him down.
And he had I can't remember his illness. He had Crohn's disease.
He's a small guy. But there's lots of evidence that there's actually more than 5. That's kind of breaking now, because there's 2 cars that actually got deployed to the area.
I think the father done a live with someone, I can't remember, and he was saying that there was a white police officer also tasing the son, and he was not arrested, and he doesn't understand.
There's other officers there. Yeah. They're saying that there's probably 10 of them
tasering and beating.
Yes, that were involved in it. There's other eyewitness saying that one of the officers was on the sidelines talking, like watching the 5 black police officers go in, and was saying they need to get him and do damage. Like there's other people that were involved in this, but we're only seeing the 5 black officers.
So this is for me where it gets interesting. Now, do not get me wrong. This is a heinous crime that has been committed, and my thoughts are with his family. But there's 2 things here. So you have police in general feeling like they have power over the people they are supposed to protect and serve, and doing things that are way beyond their realm, right? Then you have this whole thing of how many deaths there's been. Like there's been over 1,000 people killed in police custody, like shot unarmed in police custody, right? You have the whole George Floyd thing. How long did it take for those officers to be held accountable for the murder that everybody witnessed? You have Breonna Taylor. How long has it taken for any of these things to be held, for those police to be held accountable? In 2 seconds, these 5 black police officers, who you've now said to me did not act alone, have been charged with murder and dismissed. Now, so they should be, right? So they absolutely should be. But the thing that I can see happening now is, it's not about Black Lives Matter anymore, and you can't use that rhetoric anymore because these were black men that did it. Now, what we always say is not all skin folk are kinfolk. And if you can go back as far as the first colonialism and the first person that took a slave, there have always been black people who have worked for the masters, in inverted commas, right? In order to protect themselves in some sort of way. So people need to look at the bigger picture.
It's all racist.
It's annoying.
It's all racist.
Yeah, it's
The
annoying.
fact that the body cam footage has come out this quickly as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All of that.
Is like what? Because they're black police officers.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's
All
get the
of that.
footage out to
Yeah.
stop any
'Cause
narrative
usually
straight
that
away.
takes months.
It
That
takes a
takes
while.
It takes
ages.
so
That's why I
long.
was surprised.
It takes so
it's
long.
annoying that this conversation has to happen in tandem because it's not a straightforward black and white case. We have to argue the point that why are these 5 police black officers already in custody? Or they've been released on bail for various amounts, but they've released on bail. But it's the fact that when, like George Floyd, they were not arrested immediately. They were they put on
I don't even think they lost
paid
their jobs
leave.
immediately.
They were
They don't lose
didn't.
their job. They get
They
put on paid
didn't.
leave
Paid
and
leave,
things
yeah.
like that. So that's why are we having this conversation? Why? Because of racism, we have to have these simultaneous conversation that takes away the fact that a black man was murdered at the hands of police, allegedly, but the fact is he's dead. And the other conversation is about with Jason Whitlock going on to Fox News and talking about the fact that this is a single black woman's fault. How do you even get from there to there? And I know that they use these pundits to kind of support their white supremacist views and enhance that narrative. We always have black people that are cooning for everybody. But how did you get the fact that this
Because
is
that
a
takes
single black
away-
woman's fault?
That takes away the focus again
On the
about
police.
what is really the problem, which is the police and how they are trained and what they are told that they can do and get away with. These black police officers probably thought that they could get away with this because
course.
that's what they've been told.
It was a standard beating.
Exactly.
It's just that they beat him too much. But they beat people up all the time.
What better to do than to blame it on the black woman? It's always the black woman who gets the blame eventually. Like the black woman isn't even present and she gets the blame.
And just a quick one.
She is to blame though. Like that police chief was disgusting by saying this is the most disgusting thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You are also a
She's
part
seen
of
a
the
lot of
white
stuff.
supremacist agenda.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just not necessary to say, isn't it? This happened
It's
on
a
your
lie.
watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the problem, really and truly. And I just think like, as much as yes, the police officers are black and everything like that, but they're still police officers.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
First.
This is police brutality. We know it's institutional. You know, the police force is institutionally racist. These are facts.
You know, when they were reviewing the footage, he hadn't actually done anything.
Exactly.
there
He
wasn't
hadn't
a
done
traffic
anything.
violation.
Yeah. He
hadn't
So
done
they actually
anything.
shouldn't have stopped him anyway. There was
At
no
all.
grounds to
And just
stop
got out
him.
of control.
It's an
Just-
execution.
Yeah.
That's basically
You
it.
dragged a man
And
out of a car and just beat him up.
I
for
really
the sake of it.
just like the response on social media that people are sharing positive moments from his life
Yeah.
rather than sharing this,
Video.
you know, this trauma.
Just a
porn, basically.
quick run of facts. Law enforcement officers kill about 1,000 people a year across the United States. Since the beginning of 2005, 121 officers have been arrested on charges of murder or manslaughter in on-duty killings, according to data compiled by Philip M. Stinson, a criminal justice professor at Bowling Green State University in Ohio. Of the 95 officers whose case have been concluded, 44 were convicted, but often of a lesser charge, he said.
Yeah.
And that's a problem in itself.
Because I mean they've been charged with second degree. How is that not first degree murder?
How is not first degree?
Because if they had
That's from the New York Times, by the way.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see. There seems to be like, you know, the same kind of things happening, like in terms of like the family are calling for, you know, people to protest peacefully, etc. Do you know what I mean? So it's just,
Can't lie, I hate that.
we'll see how this one
hate
pans
it.
out. Yeah.
I hate it when the family, we're like the family, and the family, they do look coerced into saying that, you know, if you're going to protest peacefully. I swear, if anything like this happened to me,
Hell.
burn it all.
But
I'm not doing the compliance.
What
thing.
I do
That
appreciate the
pisses
fact.
me off as well.
What I do appreciate the fact, which is annoying that I appreciate it, but it's that fact that people are protesting regardless that they're black police officers.
Yeah.
Because I think there's that, because you know there's a thing where we do black solidarity, and there could have been a thing where we're not going to turn out because we've got this kind of.
I get it, but that's what they're trying to push.
Yeah,
that
they're
it's
trying
not
to push
racist.
That. Yeah.
Because they're black, and it's like, no, black people can be racist,
Exactly.
and they can uphold it. Like,
Yeah.
it should be out there.
And they always have done.
Yeah.
Racism isn't just white versus black.
No,
at all.
And because we inherit that. So,
Gatekeepers.
all right. Did you say you had a story?
I did. I kind of want to talk about so Siyanda Ngaza. I'm probably saying her name wrong. So sorry.
Say it with Chester.
This is a so it's just because we were talking about police and, you know, like all of that sort of stuff. So this is a young lady who in 2019 in Wales, she was racially attacked. And what happened to her is she defended herself, and the police came. So she was racially attacked by 3 people. You know, they stamped on her, they did all sorts of things. She defended herself. The police came and they arrested her. Consequently, she was then charged and sentenced to prison for 4.5 years. She went to the Court of Appeal last year, and it was proven, they had medical records proving that she had, you know, had a footprint on her face, all of these things. And they went to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal said, even though that all of this evidence wasn't presented in your initial trial, the case still stands as it was. Now, just to bear in mind, the key witnesses were the 3 people who attacked her and 2 of their relatives.
Imagine.
Right? So her mother has proven through documentation that she's emailed the police, I need to get the right name, but she's emailed the police commissioner and showed him all the evidence of her, from, you know, the abuse that she suffered, the injuries that she had. And the police commissioner was like, thank you, this is noted. In the appeals court, he lied and basically said that I didn't have any of this. So I want to raise awareness of this because her family are still fighting. It's still going on.
Even after that?
Even after that. Because like I said, the Court of Appeal said, we can see that something's happened, but they didn't understand the perjury. So that case is pending at the moment in terms of like the perjury against this man, but
with the police chief.
With the police chief. So
she's inside now.
She was attacked, but she's inside now.
She's probably got about a year.
So she was attacked by 3 people, 2 of them male, twice her age. Right? She had to have reconstructive surgery on her leg. She was unable to run due to reconstructive surgery on her leg, she was unable to run and couldn't flee from her attackers.
I remember when this came about at the time and just thinking, this is so crazy. And there were so many comments on one of the threads that I was reading with lots of different people in Wales just talking about this is standard. If you get caught and you're there with a white person, you're probably going to be prosecuted. It was like there was loads of people saying this case happened, that case, and there hasn't been any justice. None. But I think because it's in Wales, it doesn't seem to penetrate into the news or into the black psyche like it should do. Like, this is disgusting.
We don't do like America. We don't rally around in the same way. When it comes to protesting these things, we're not as good as America.
Unless it's really in England.
And that's fact.
In your ends.
This is a comment from the Free Siyanda page, which is freesiyanda.com. We'll insert all the details to it. But it says, what the appeal judges of the Royal Courts of Justice accepted seriously undermines the Crown Prosecution Service's case against Siyanda. It also undermines the honesty and integrity of the CPS, none of the independent witnesses, as it shows that all lied in court. However, the judges still declined her appeal. The campaign to free her continues, and we now look to Supreme Court of Appeal. There is a petition that you can sign, so we'll insert all the comments. We just need to get this out there because, like you said, not enough people are talking about this. This girl was fucking racially abused, stamped on. Her injuries were substantial. She defended herself. And all the 5 people from the prosecution were related.
So, I don't know if you guys heard, Alan Cummings, the actor, currently in a BBC show called The Traitors, he's decided to return his OBE because after having multiple conversations about toxic British Empire, he's like, this is not on, I'm not having this. So basically, I'm sorry, just trying to get... After having a serious conversation about the toxicity, after the death of the Queen, he decided that to return his reward because of the death of Indigenous peoples around the world. He admitted to have been initially grateful to receive his OBE in 2009 for his activism for equal rights for the gay and lesbian community in the USA. But speaking on his 58th birthday, Alan told his loads of followers that he was returning the award as something he wanted to do for himself. This is in the Edinburgh News. It's gone out there. There's been lots of conversations about those who have returned their OBE, those who've denied their OBE, and what we should do. And also the conversation about how many black folks need to follow suit or shouldn't have accepted the OBE in the first place. Discuss.
13 years. Man held the award for 13 years and then said, you know what? Don't really want it now. Like, I feel like, what impact is that really having? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying you've had something for 13 years and now you're saying, and what? Because it's the thing to do right now.
It's not really the thing to do. He's the first. I don't know anyone in this recent time that's had it and then decided to return it. I think there's a statement in that. But I get the 13 years. But
it's also what he added into. You know, at the time when I accepted it, it's because there wasn't too much like gay representation, and now there is. And I don't know. I found it a little bit empty because it served its purpose for you in your elevation. You were able to go to America. And now you kind of don't need it. you're being like, actually, I'm not.
And
But
also,
that's-
it's the line about how he didn't understand like the colonial past. Mate, you're Scottish.
not to.
You're Scottish.
I'm 58.
You're Scottish. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I don't know.
To be fair, yeah,
Don't be
I
fair.
have.
Don't be fair.
I mean,
But to be fair,
I have a space, a small space for people who adjust their behaviour
Me too.
and adjust their mindset and stuff. So if this is a genuine example of that, then I am here for it. Do you know what I mean? Because even though it's 13 years too late, to be honest, I do think it does mean something. And I think we are in different times now. And I hope that this is like a trend that we're going to see and
That'd
a
be
step in getting rid of the monarchy. Do you know what I mean? Because people will see that those titles mean nothing. They're steeped in blood and brutality.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And people can like, I feel like there is, to a certain extent, a bit of like a conscious awakening of like truth, just simple truth that this is the country, you know, that you're from, that represent, you know, they done these things, and the medal that you have and this title means this, especially because it's like, what is he, OBE, so the order of the
British Empire.
of the British Empire. That's what it means. Like, you're upholding do you know what I mean, this terrible institution. So it's,
but he also has legacy being Scottish.
That's why I said that.
You know what? I absolutely get what you're saying, and yeah, I hope like more people are like, this doesn't mean anything, and I'm not going to, because you need, in order for the medal to have weight, you need people to accept
it, and that's
so
what
if
we
more
need.
people are
Reject
like, no,
it.
I don't want it, then it would lose its
That's
weight.
where
So
I'm
I
coming
get
from.
it.
If
No.
the only people that have it are the worst kind of people, then you're not going to want to be part of that club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Our problem is, especially in the black community, unfortunately, there's a lot of our faves that have MBE and OBE, and it's just a bit like,
Reject that
really?
shit.
Always side eye them.
Yeah.
but what came with it though? Like, to me,
Well,
when you
sometimes
become
nothing,
that,
to be honest.
yeah, but do you get like discount?
No.
Like, do you see what I mean? If you've been using discount for 13 years and now you're like, you know what, I don't need anything. Like,
No,
what came
I know
with it?
people with MBEs, and it doesn't really mean anything.
That's what I've always wanted to know, because there's the whole conversation about when it comes to our doorstep, which is the potential in the work that we do. All of us are in line to potentially be offered this recognition. It's facts. No, it's facts. It's something that could essentially come for the work that we do in any of our industries that we work in. So my thing has always been, my stance is I'd reject it. But then there's also like, actually, having this thing, what doors does it open? And as you're saying, it doesn't open doors. How many doors does it open?
I know it does.
But that's what I'm
I know
saying.
People
So
that have literally like you're able to get a visa to America very easily. When you
right,
have
that's
an
what I'm saying.
MBE or
What does
an
it afford
OBE.
you?
You're able to get access to, especially the mayor,
Right.
like, and councillors. Like, there are, I can think of 2 people just off the rip now who, before they got their MBEs, were not in line for much conversations with the institution.
Titles mean a lot.
And are now, and are shaping education.
So the only way,
if you accept it, there is a thing of, I'm accepting it because it's furthering my community in some way. But the point is, if you reject it, they are going to change. So you're upholding them by accepting it because they need your kudos.
Yeah.
But if everybody was like, we are rejecting this, they would have to do something.
And that's the part.
I think since the Queen has passed on, a lot of conversation has come up, and I think now is the time. I totally agree with what you said. Now is the time for people to be like, do you know what? Okay, I've reflected on it. Give it back. People should no longer accept this thing, because, as you said, it's steeped in blood. If you even like all the different awards that you can get, if you go on to fucking Wikipedia even and you look at what they mean and you look at the imagery of it and what they represent, no person of colour or person who's been persecuted should ever accept it. And I don't care what doors it opens, you should never ever accept that shit. And I can firmly say, hand on heart, if they ever offer me that, I'm not doing it.
I'll take pride in rejecting it.
I can sit here and say the Queen came to a place that I worked and they were like, oh yeah, you're gonna go and meet. I was like, nope, it's fine, I'll sit down and answer the phones. But that's not what you do. Someone's got to be in the office because of what she represents or represented, what the monarchy represent. I cannot be a part of that.
Talking about the royal family, Ghislaine Maxwell, her interview from prison.
Ghislaine, yeah.
Whatever, man.
Well,
I can get her name wrong. Ghislaine Maxwell, her interview from prison for was it Jeremy Kyle, whichever show she's going to be on. She was interviewed.
Jeremy Kyle.
What's her name? What's his name?
Piers Morgan.
Maury.
Morgan.
I thought it was Maury.
No, he was on. It was on several
Maori?
different outlets. That
She's trying to guess the dad.
Or got the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it was like the Times on Sunday, the Sunday Times. Someone I can't remember the American one.
Yeah, it was American one. So
it was split between them.
But definitely not Jeremy Kyle.
No, definitely Jeremy Kyle. That doesn't even exist.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, so she's been in. The thing for me is that actually she's been on footage because I don't believe she's in jail.
I know.
I still don't believe it anyway.
She's alive, or somebody that looks like her is alive.
Exactly. And she had an interview. Basically, she was talking a bunch of things, and she believes that she revealed that she thinks that Jeffrey Epstein was definitely murdered her Cody in sex offendery, and she also says that the picture with Andrew is fake.
But of course she does.
And on the back of that interview, there's other stuff around that Andrew story. That you see the Times has put in a picture of him in the bath.
Yes.
They had 2 staff members get in a bath to show that Andrew could not have fit in the bath with what's her name? Jeffrey. I want to say her name properly as well. Virginia. Jeffrey. How'd you say her surname?
I think it is Jeffrey.
Because there's a whole contest that the picture was fake. Ghislaine is alluding to that the picture is fake. The one that you see with Andrew holding the girl behind her waist.
They're saying that's
and
fake.
the Times staged a picture in the bath to say this is proof because he can't fit in the bath.
That's
with
supposed to be
person.
his new evidence.
Well, I mean,
this sounds like OJ in the glove.
No, he said he couldn't sweat, bro.
Yeah,
do you know
so
what I
there's
mean?
that.
So like, no, just shut up. Like, just stop talking. Stop using our money, our taxpayers' money, to fight this appeal. Do you know what I mean? Like, just stop it.
Yeah.
Like, just take your L. Take your and also is what I don't know why in what God's green earth Ghislaine is getting a fucking interview. You are committed, convicted sex offender. That's what you are.
Unredact your book.
Jeffrey Dahmer, when he was in prison, they took away his income, his parents' income. Do you know what I mean? They have made ways and means to stop them interacting with people, stop them continuing profiting of these kind of things. Yeah. So like, if they can do it to him, they can do it to her. What the hell is this?
Excuse me, hold on. Can I just say something? Clips of the interview conducted in August by the journalist Daphne Barak have been released by Talk TV, which is due to broadcast a fuller version on Monday evening in its Jeremy Kyle live show on Talk TV.
Oh,
so
Jeremy Kyle.
Wow.
We apologise. We apologise.
She was like, I'm getting, I am.
Man's moving on. Okay, Jeremy, we see you. But at the same time, we don't see you because you're still being Jeremy Vile.
But generally, the whole, as you lot
you're
are saying,
vile to feed into Prince Andrew's campaign to try and clear his name when he is allegedly a sex offender.
And that's all it is. He's trying to clear his name. That's all that it is.
But all accounts, he didn't want to pay. That was like the Queen, you know.
No, she wanted to shut it up.
Yeah. So
all right, so quick ones.
Like he wants to fight.
Quick ones. Did you lot hear about Young Thug? Someone passing drugs to Young Thug in the court? What the hell, man?
I think they were setting him up.
Yeah.
That's why he handed it over.
Okay.
You know, he's being set up by everybody.
He really is.
Young Thug.
He really is, isn't he?
What's your thoughts?
So Young Thug handed this.
No, someone got up.
He was sitting there as a defendant while the trial is going on.
With cameras on.
Over and gave him drugs.
But then he handed it over.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, you're getting set up.
Yeah, he really is.
Do you think that Gunner is a snitch?
I don't know enough
and
about
the rest of YSL.
I really don't know enough about the case.
I can't throw that term out there.
My name is Lee.
Without knowing that, I don't know enough to be able to say 100%.
Very, very, very well done.
Netflix is going to charge you for your password sharing by the end of March. So
I'm vexed about it, but I understand.
I don't understand.
Are you the main account holder or are you a shared person?
I'm the main account.
I'm the main account holder, I don't understand. Really? I don't understand.
Yeah, but then you would only need one main account holder in the whole world. Then really, it could get that bad. Like you could just be passing it around to everyone.
No, you can only have maximum.
Can you only have
maximum?
Wait, this is where it's fuckeries then,
because when multiple rooms.
Right, but this is where this is where it's fuckeries then, because before you have the multiple accounts, on Netflix, that's what the rules are. So if you've got like one and it's like one person, those are the rules. Only one person can be logged in at a time. You pay extra to have multiple accounts. So then discount me then.
That's what I'm saying. But the thing is
Oh,
discounted.
isn't
It
that
is
the
discounted.
same? So then nothing changes
discounted.
for me
No, well, if you haven't got multiple
then. No,
users,
I've got
if you
multiple users.
then it will-
And you're paying
And I'm
for
And
paying
you're-
for that. So nothing
yes,
changes.
no, it will, because they're saying you cannot
Hold
have
on.
multiple users and
You
all
can
watch
have
at the same
You
time,
can.
and all watch at the same time, which is what happens if you have one profile. If you don't pay for multiple users,
So here we go.
go on.
Right, so it's saying that under the paid sharing, a new validation system will be put in place that detects when users log in from outside of the primary account holder's home. The system will
Okay,
require viewers
outside
to
the
enter a
home.
validation code within 15 minutes. Netflix would reportedly allow primary account holders to add up to 2 additional users who won't be served a validation code. And those who do share their passwords will apparently be asked to pay a little extra. Business-wise, I get it, but boy.
Do you know what's so funny?
It's from the Metro
yeah?
newspaper, by the way. this article.
One thing that I saw on TikTok, I need to save these, but there is this guy that basically pays for Google AdWords in rupees. Have you seen
Rupees?
this?
No.
Yeah, and it's super cheap. So there's
What? So
He's
he's got a
always a hustle,
VPN.
guys.
He's got a VPN going.
Yeah,
on.
I don't know how he does it, but like he just does it. He selects his currency.
Why are you telling
in
everybody?
rupees.
Oh,
We just-
wow.
Yeah, that
'Cause
should
I'm
have.
not a
That was
gatekeeper.
in house.
No, no.
That should have stayed in
But
house.
no, it's not about being a gatekeeper. It's about them like, okay, we'll
Now everyone's gonna do
No,
it.
they know. They know.
That is
wow.
Yeah, but I
brilliant
thought
idea.
but so there must be a way to kind of get around this.
Central,
Yeah, I would
Central
think so.
C received Twitter hate because he wore a tracksuit at his friend's wedding.
This is nonsense.
Yeah.
Proper nonsense.
I don't know
Nonsense.
why people
Are
get
you
that.
allowed-
Nonsense for wearing it or caring about it.
Caring about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah.
was it news?
For wearing
It's
it.
like-
You were
Yeah,
saying
but what do you
wearing
think?
it.
Should you be allowed to wear a tracksuit? to
Was
the
he there for the whole thing?
No, he
No.
passed it.
Or did he? Was it like,
I think
you
it
know
was in a
what? I'm on my
performance.
He
way
did a
somewhere.
performance.
Yeah,
No,
so
he did a performance.
because the way it
Yeah.
looked, the way it looked is that he came to the wedding, and this is my outfit. Like I'm gonna be here for the whole event. In
don't
this,
think
that's
that's
the
what
way
it
it
was.
looked.
Okay.
But that's why I
But
was
if it
like,
was
did he
that-
just pass through?
If it was that, he went to the wedding in a tracksuit. Is that out of order?
To me, if it's your boy's wedding, make the effort in it. Like,
But if his boy doesn't care.
Did you
If
see
his
who,
boy-
did you
his
see who
boy
got
came
married?
out.
I don't think it was his boy.
No, it was his boy.
Was it
Because
his boy?
Yeah, and he done
Oh.
something. He done a thing to
Performance.
camera, and he said, like, I don't know why people are worried about it. The shot of the woman that looking weird was looking for her parents,
Yeah.
so people were misconstruing it.
Yeah.
And also, they were on Central C was on the way to the airport,
No,
so
that's
he
what
was
I
even
mean.
happy
Yeah.
for him to be there in
To
the
just
first
pass
place.
through.
I'll
Do you
see
take
what I
that.
mean?
Do you know what I mean?
And people
so
are
this has
making a
been
big deal.
blown out proportion.
So, but on a general case, in any of you lot's weddings, can I wear a tracksuit?
if my
right.
friend,
As a friend.
Yes.
my
Can I come to you?
If you are my
wedding?
brethren and you are on the way to go to Ghana, for example, and you're popping by because
Sounds
you've got
racist.
you can't be there for the whole day and you're coming, then this is your thing. But if you're like genuinely my brethren and you got shit going on, yeah, and you've got to go, your flight is in 10 minutes and you've come to my wedding, I appreciate that you've
So
come,
there's
innit?
conditions to the wearing of the tracksuit. It's not a
if
free
there-
for all.
If there is no airport, you're not going anywhere. You cannot rock up to
That's
my
what
wedding.
I'm saying.
No,
There's
but
rules.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Do
there's
you know what I
rules to
mean?
this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
There's rules to this
There's
shit.
circumstances
Different circumstances.
for weddings and
So
stuff
I'm
like
thinking-
weddings I've been to, they've been like, wear pastel.
So if it's
you know.
if it is a general situation, like you've got a dress code, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no emergency. There's no
And
nothing.
you're just in a
People are
tracksuit.
rocking up. You're mad.
You're not doing it. I do think.
Wouldn't you be more offended if the
Ruin
bride
pictures.
came dressed like you?
No, that would
offend me way
yeah.
more.
Why? What if
Yeah,
the bride-
everyone doing
Like
the
the bride
most.
came in white,
Same
so
dress.
you're wearing
Yeah,
white.
that's
No,
what
I'm
as
gonna
well.
say
Or even
like
kinda outdo my dress.
Yeah, or like a
Even
a
that's
wedding
what-
dress. Like if someone
absolutely
rocks
no
up in a
way.
wedding dress.
Lee Ryan. So, former Blue boy band star Lee Ryan, he has been found guilty of racially abusing a black flight attendant because he was doing the most.
Very drunk.
He was very drunk. He's been charged with aggravated assault of a female cabin crew member today. Well, this was today when it happened, 12th of January, after being charged following an incident on board a British Airways flight last year, which would have been 22, right?
Yes.
Or 21, I don't even know now.
No, it was in 22.
Okay, cool. So, he was drunk on a flight from Glasgow to London City last year, and he was saying to the black flight attendant, "I want your chocolate children." Called her a chocolate cookie.
Yeah.
Grabbed her wrists after being refused more alcohol. He said that he called her beautiful initially and put his glasses on her face. And Miss Gordon said that he called her beautiful and put his sunglasses on her face. He's making comments about my complexion. "You're my chocolate darling, my chocolate cookie. I'm going to have your chocolate children." she felt like she told the court it felt like he was saying I was beautiful for a black person because of the way he's describing my colour. Ms. Gordon continued to recall Ryan approaching her from behind saying, before I get to the plane, I need a kiss from you. After telling him to stay away, she said he grabbed both her wrists before passengers intervened.
Isn't he married as well?
Is he?
Or he was in... No, I'm sure I read something about he's in a relationship or something.
Yeah.
He did tell the court, I wish I could ring her up and apologise and offer her some blue tickets for the next tour.
That's the bit that got me. Like, that's what you wish. You wish I could apologise and hand her blue tickets. Like, forget all of this. Come watch me in concert now, because I might change your mind. Like, and then there was the line about
my band member is black.
That's the get out of jail free card he tried to use. Black band member. My best friends are black.
I've had black girlfriends.
Black girlfriends.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to their concert.
Were you? You lie.
No, I'm not.
No, I think he was.
I was genuinely gonna go to their concert. Wait, why is everyone looking at me like
I am with you.
Right, Guilty, Best in Me, All Rise, One Love. Yes.
One Love.
Wow. No, I'm just saying. So you know the words. No, I'm not saying.
Do you know what?
It's an alright tune.
The fact is, you looked at me, you saw mixed race and a beard, and you was like, he can't like blue.
No, I didn't
you judged me. You judged me.
I just
blue.
Lee says, I didn't mean to cause any distress to anyone or be racist. It was just a poor choice of words, I suppose.
Oh, that sounds like the Jeremy
Kyle?
No, not Jeremy Kyle. What's the man? Clarkson. That sounds like his apology.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I understand that calling you a chocolate person is wrong and not appropriate.
And
I understand why touching you without your permission is inappropriate, especially while you're at work.
Not, I suppose, and blue tickets.
Like, what the fuck? You distressed this girl. You distressed other people. And also, as well, you've got to understand, like, these guys that frigging think that they can touch you, talk to you anyhow. Just because they want to. And on top of that, you're a white man doing this to a black woman. No, you can't. And no one like that doesn't mean anything.
And if you think a celebrity can carry you any favour, it doesn't.
No.
It really doesn't.
Relax.
You wish it would happen to you so you get blue tickets, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Wow. That was a dark.
That was unneeded, didn't it? That was unnecessary.
No. Don't try because you agreed for a second.
No. Don't. Let's move on, innit?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Don't do it.
Let's get into 1, 2, 3.
No.
No, we have a guest, and the guest said no.
I know what's coming. No,
we have a guest, and we have to appreciate what the guest is saying. And the guest said no.
I've heard
the guest said no.
It sounds like you changed it as well, and there's a remix now. No,
do you want to offend our guest?
No,
Aunties, no,
don't do that.
Aunties,
don't do that. That's really bad.
Aunties, no.
No. Can I just say that's really bad?
That's rude.
That's really bad.
You're rude.
That's
You know
really
what?
bad.
Sisterhood.
No,
How about having our back?
How about having our back? We have been asking for over 100 episodes.
Aaron, do you have any dilemmas that you'd like us to help you resolve?
Let me go to my notes. Actually, I got one that came in, right? Mm-hmm. These are going to be more co-parent related.
Cool.
That's my area. So, backstory: 10 months ago, my baby's father decided to move out as he wanted a new life. He's made everything else a priority and has seen the kids very infrequently. When he does come around, he's always angry, fighting and blaming everyone else for his issues. Our 6-year-old has expressed fear about going with him and has said he does not want to go. What's your view? Should he still go?
The baby's scared to go.
So the 6-year-old doesn't want to go to his dad's.
I believe
because of what he's seeing, but the mum's saying that basically, can I stop the 6-year-old from going?
I always listen to the child. And not all, I think there's a real clear case that if the child is feeling uncomfortable until it's resolved, until the adults can resolve the situation and find out what's going on in the home, the child's voice, it needs to be heard. Because to force a child into a situation and something happens, or something is so traumatic that the child then has a further problem that the mother is left to deal with on her own because she's a primary carer, at that point, listen to the child. You are not going there because you feel uncomfortable. Tell that to the dad and you guys figure it out what's going on and see if they can resolve it. And if it can't, go to the courts.
Yeah, I think it's just that. That's really sad though.
Very sad.
Sad situation. Did she say it was 2 children?
No, 1.
1. Okay, so yeah.
That's really
you got to actually really adhere to what the child is saying, because for a 6-year-old to be with their dad and be saying, I don't actually want to spend time with my dad anymore. I would take that into consideration.
But then if I play devil's advocate and flip it, right, there's been times when I've gone to collect Tyler, my youngest, when he was like 3, 4, 5, early days, right? And he would be screaming in the house, like, I don't want to go, I want to stay with mummy. I've just taken him and gone. And within minutes, he's calmed down, he's fine.
Yeah.
But the worry of leaving his mum, or, you know what, he's happy where he is, he doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
But the circumstances are different, because what she's saying is that he's already displayed like anger already. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. So it's about understanding from talking to the kid also as well, and trying to understand from their point of view. Okay, what are you scared of? Is it? Do you know what I mean? And trying to get that as much as you can. It's difficult, but you need to pinpoint what the actual where the fear is actually coming from, and then from that conversation, getting the dad to understand if it is their behaviour or if it's just the kid's fear of leaving the situation they're in. Do you know what I mean?
That
because
part.
it might. Because I hear what you're saying, but I think like a 6-year-old generally are articulate enough to be able to say, I'm scared because daddy shouts, or I'm scared, or I'm scared because I want to stay at home, or do you know what I mean? Like,
I think having
two very different things.
I think having a conversation, because kids do get to a stage where they don't want to do certain things
Yeah.
because they're set up in their yard or wherever it is. Like you get to a stage where I don't want to go to my grand's house, or I don't want to go to that auntie's house, or because of you might not have much to do there and comfort. So I think it definitely is having a conversation, maybe having a conversation with the child together as well. I mean, I don't know how well their relationship is, but the mum should have a conversation with the child and then suggest to the father, let's have a conversation with the child together, see if we can pinpoint it, and she'll be able to tell as well by the responses from the child how comfortable they are with the dad, and then go from there. I don't think it's a very tricky situation.
And it could be just a one conversation. It could be like, do you know what, we've got to the nitty gritty of it. It doesn't even have to be a long thing. Yeah. But if it's something that's really signified that this child is traumatized on the extreme level, you can't force the child into that situation without really having exploration of what's going on.
Yeah, you've got to explore.
Because some kids play up.
Some kids play up and some kids just don't like being away from their mum.
And if they don't like to be away from their mum, that's also something to be respected too. Because it's not...
I mean...
No. In context, and in certain situations, there's a reality. Okay, actually, I feel safer here. It's conversations.
Well, that could just be time.
And it's a time, exactly.
More, but actually, like giving into that isn't
not all the time. But I'm saying there's
and
real
it's not always right for the mum as well, because the mum gets to a point where I can't leave my child.
You get like severe.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
I think it's exploration. That's all. It's exploration.
But also as well, I do think like there are like if you can't pinpoint it and it becomes a big problem. Although I know not everyone has the same access, but like child psychologists as well, like, do you know what I mean? I think could potentially be
to illuminate what's going
and then
on.
Talk to the school,
Yep.
like see if anything. Do you know what I mean? Like try and gather as much information as possible to see whether this is so you're not making so you're making an informed decision,
Absolutely.
Not a reactive
Do you know what I
one.
mean?
Not just blaming the dad.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's
it could be anything.
Yeah.
So I got another one.
Go.
So my baby father has children with another woman. We have a 10-year-old together, but he has an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old with another woman, although he is with neither of us.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
The kids go to the same school.
Oh,
Yeah. So all of them.
All the
kids go to the same school. Yet he will collect the 8-year-old, but not make an effort to do so with our child. So I think the child she has even seen him come to the school to collect.
Oh, come on.
No, that's poor.
The 8-year-old. He makes a lot more effort with the other children than he does our son. I feel he is punishing our child because of our relationship.
That's poor.
I'm not quite sure what to do or what to say to my
What's the nature
child.
of their relationship? Why is it that she's made that observation?
She hasn't really said.
So, because
it could be how they broke up, or there could be resentment. She might be with a new partner. Could be a number
Which
of things.
is all irrelevant.
There we go.
He is making his child see him collect the brother, the siblings.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, later. Do you know how devastating that is for that child? Do you know how much damage he's doing to that child because of whatever you've got going on with it? I've got no words because it's so poor. It's disgusting.
Some men are wicked.
That part.
That your heart wouldn't even
How
think.
can you do that?
Like just you know, common sense. I'm coming over and my child is only going to see, there's going to be an excitement, daddy's here.
Yeah.
But then daddy's collecting
Not
my
here to
CD.
And not even
And
And
acknowledging.
they're going and your
And
mind
what, you're
is
not
gonna
bringing the
overrun.
kids together either.
It's
And
going to
also-
overrun, like they're having fun without
Yes.
me, I'm being left
So
out.
what I want to
But
know.
you've got that kid's
Exactly.
friends as well. So
Yeah.
isn't that your dad?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to understand what that situation is, because before this, like as we're saying, there's
Yeah.
no reason why that's an excuse. So how does he as a person feel like this is normal or accurate or right to do?
You know what I
What
think?
is a conversation? What is
It
a
might be in
relationship?
his head, yeah. By getting the kids, I'm doing the mum a favour.
Yeah,
Right,
but-
so I'm
As
not
in
saying
that
he is,
second
but
mother.
that's how certain people will look at it. Like, you know what? I'm collecting the child from school. I'm doing the mum a favour. I'm not doing her a favour.
yeah, I understand.
I don't want to
but
be
it's
doing
still-
her a
understand what you
favour
mean.
because of
Yeah.
how she's been with me.
Yeah.
But the other mum's cool. Me and
Right.
the other mum
Yeah.
are cool.
But
we
that's
get
why I'm
along.
saying that. What is the relationship between them? Because it doesn't excuse it.
Yeah, yeah.
But then if he's got if his reason, even whether we agree with the reason or not, what is his reason? Because at the moment it's
I
bullshit.
guess that is one. That
That's
could
the
be
But we
a
don't
version
know,
of how
we
we
don't
see
know what
it.
that is.
Yeah.
Innit? We just
I
don't know.
just no,
But,
just no. I don't care about your reason.
It's not okay.
Just like
No, it's
just
not okay.
just don't pick up anyone. Then do you know what I mean? Like just don't do anything. Do them all or not at all. Or I don't know. Like I would just my heart would break because you can't protect your child from
Yeah,
it.
that's
Do
the
you know what I
part.
mean?
Poor kid.
So I don't know. I mean, I
What
might
do you
have
say
weigh
to your
up.
child though? So
Well, what
when
can you say?
that child's asking, why doesn't
We
daddy
move-
collect
we
me?
We might
We're
need to
moving
move
schools.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're
Honestly,
moving
yeah, we
schools
have
because
to
I
move
can't.
school.
If I can't control
Yeah.
what my
That-
child's going to see every single day when his dad comes and just waves at him and
Change
picks up his
school.
siblings,
Yeah,
I'm changing
yeah,
schools.
yeah.
I have
Although that's
to.
really
So
hard.
And
That's
it's not easy.
It's
hard.
It's
It's
absolutely
hard, but
it
is
is
it
hard.
harder
It's absolutely
than
hard and devastating.
seeing
but
your dad ignore you?
Yeah, if that's the
I
only,
don't think
if I'm
so.
talking to the dad and he's not hearing what I'm saying, if he's seeing his child and he's not hearing what's going
Does he,
on, like I've got to try and do something.
Yeah.
Does he
Got
acknowledge
to.
the child, or is it
It's
just like
devastating.
focus on the one I'm picking up? Does he acknowledge the child? Is there any
There wasn't
interaction?
much given outside of that. And I
So
try
I
not
wanna
to
know-
get into a
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, you know what, I'll take that. And
I
then
would love to understand the wider picture, just because it's very hard. Because at the moment it's like, what the hell? But I just like to know, like, does he acknowledge the child? Is it the fact that not picked up the child, or you don't even acknowledge the child? And not that it makes it right. I'm just
But
clearly trying to explore.
Even aside from that, if he isn't prepared to listen, all she can do is control what she
Yeah.
can.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
No, no.
if, you know,
I'm
it's
just
like if
asking.
she just has to really go into what is going to be the best situation for her child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
exactly.
and it may be removing him,
Yeah.
but it may actually be, you know, they're 10, probably in year 6, it's not going to be too long, and we're going to move on from this.
Yeah, but you don't
Because
even
it's
know.
such a pivotal
Yeah,
year
it is.
to start again in another primary
Yeah.
school.
It
But
is.
you don't even know how long it's been going on for.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
as well.
There's
Do you
so
know what I
many
mean? Because if
things.
that's been happening since they're like 8 or whatever kind of thing, like it might have got to a point where it's just unbearable. Now.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And
what I
you know
mean?
what? Like when you can't explain to your kids somebody
Yes.
else's behavior,
It's
And
that
the-
is
It's so
and
difficult.
you know,
it's difficult.
Especially when they know
we
right
want
from
kids
wrong.
Yeah.
to be lovely,
Yeah.
but you know, even sibling rivalry,
It's
like
real.
daddy's picking me up and not you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nah,
What's their
man.
relationship? All
and
that
that's
stuff.
that's the other part.
Kids'
He's
relationship.
damaging their relationship
Yeah.
too, and going forward, how like
What a
they're gonna
waste,
handle
man.
each other. It's
It's mad.
fucking
You
You
waste,
know what?
man.
That's
I
evil,
feel
man.
like
It's
maybe
evil.
if she could speak to the other mother,
Yeah, there's that.
maybe that's a way to demonstrate in another. Because if he doesn't like her, if they got beef, say,
yeah.
if you can appeal to the other mother,
Yeah.
and be like, this could affect us, you know, the siblings,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and how my child is feeling. Like you'd hope that there'll be somebody else outside that will be able to speak to him, and even if it's like one or twice, it's like take both of them.
Yeah.
Go and do something with both of them. You can even still drop them at my house.
I dropped them at the
Like
mother mother's
really
house.
trying
Yeah.
to foster a blended type real
Yeah.
relationship,
Which
that
is what
doesn't
he should
involve
be
this.
doing.
Yeah, that's what he should be doing.
Maybe that's
He should have
another
instigated that
avenue.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
He should have.
that?
It's a dickhead. But yeah, all the
Okay, so I got one. This came up. Someone said to me, they work somewhere where getting time off is extremely difficult, and so key moments like Christmas, Easter, and calendar date of events are really difficult. So everyone's kind of competitive about getting those particular dates. This person said that there's been a trend of single people booking up Valentine's Day in the hope that the person that they're possibly seeing might take them out, and therefore cancelling out those in relationships, whether they're boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, so they might miss out on getting those particular dates because of the singletons booking up. This is a real, actual situation that's been occurring. And this person appealed to the better nature of one of these singletons, like, look, please, me and my boyfriend have got stuff planned, we want to go away, would you be so kind? The person had an attitude and said no, because so-and-so is taking me out. Subsequently, booked those days. Subsequently, that person that she hoped and prayed for has dumped her. True stories. And then going back, say, I think the person was like, one, should I go back and ask? Is it insensitive? Two, how do we resolve this? Because it's like we're made to feel some type of way because we're in a relationship, and it's like we're not having faith in these singletons' hope and faith in their potentials. What would you do and how would you resolve it?
To me, it's first come, first served. Though.
Exactly.
Just as a caveat, there's sometimes it's like you could potentially be busy. I don't want to say too much about the environment. Could be busy, so you might not get to that when it's released. So if you're
that's your business.
Okay.
100% priority.
Okay.
Then you make it a priority.
so.
So then for you if I don't know what maybe you need to go to the toilet at this point in time, so you book it in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that because that's what you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And how
you can't
dare
be
you?
hating.
How dare
Fuck
you
off,
be
man.
like, oh well, your relationship it didn't even work out. Fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Fuck you. And also, if you're in a relationship, you can have Valentine's Day any fucking day of the week.
Right,
Yeah,
should
it should
be.
be Valentine's Day every fucking day of the week. Fuck you, Hector.
That part.
Yeah, fuck you.
really
Very much.
Yeah.
Fuck you. How
What do
dare
you
you?
think?
So if you do you don't think?
And also, Valentine's Day is a commercial
No,
day.
forget.
Fuck you.
But the reality is that people don't see it as that. It is a special day, and it signifies. So if you feel like people are, because it's also
So wait,
an element.
'cause I'm
let me
single
finish.
and go on.
There's an element of also. How the person presented it to me, there's an element of some of the singletons being a bit hatery. Like
She sounds like a hater.
No, I'm just saying that there's potential that there's an element of like you guys' relationships, it doesn't matter, so that day is not important to you. It's important to us because we haven't got. There's an element of that. So I was like, I hear that. There's a bit. It's a bit. What's the word?
I feel like it's painting a lot of people with the same brush when it might just be.
It might be
It
either
might
way
be that
though.
person's mindset on how they see everybody else because they're slow on the mark in terms of booking their thing.
Fair enough.
No one owes you anything at the end of the day, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. Do you know what I mean? Because you could be single in that situation, think nothing's happening, and then you get a date and now you don't have time off because you haven't booked it. What are you supposed to turn around and ask your person that's in a relationship that you work with and say, oh sorry, can we swap?
And
Because
who
you're
said?
in a relationship
And who said?
What do you think?
you know,
Go on.
Can we just address the amount of F words that came out?
There was a lot.
There was a lot.
Just to break
There was
up the...
I'm still of a first come, first serve. I'm comparing it in my head, to fathers, for example, saying, oh, I can't get time off work in the summer holidays. Yeah, because you've left it till the last minute to ask. We know every year summer holidays are the same days.
Yeah.
Every year Valentine's falls on the same day.
Yeah.
So if it's important to you, book it off early. You get your annual leave, like my annual leave starts 1st of April. So I then book certain dates, certain important dates from early. The other dates I'll pick as and when. But if Valentine's Day is a day you know every year, you know what? I don't really get this because other people take it. I'm getting in there first.
My thing is this whole expectation that Valentine's Day belongs to you because you're in a couple. So you get priority because you're in a couple. It's not. I'm sorry.
I don't like
appreciate
the assumption.
that.
I don't like
either.
the assumption,
Yeah.
and I don't like. It's almost like, is it insensitive if I ask them now that they've broken up this? But yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't like that. That's the problem. Because you know it is.
It's the tone as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
There's a smugness to the undertone of I'm in a relationship, I should have Valentine's.
Yeah.
And a single person, to me, Valentine's is way more for a single person actually. Like that should be like this first romantic encounter with a new relationship. Then actually they deserve it more. So if I was the person in HR giving out the time, I would be giving it to people who were not in solid relationships.
But then you're having to know everyone's business.
No.
Okay,
But you can't do that
You don't
either.
even know people's business like that.
No, you're doing that
Wait, are you asking that? Are you asking that in the interview? Are you single? How do you find
When
that
you're
out?
giving out
can't
the
do
time,
You can't do that.
You can't do that. It doesn't work like that.
No one's working for you.
Your treatment because she's in a relationship. You have the relationship.
No, but she's not doing it
every
through
weekend you
HR.
can do
But
that.
there's also an assumption that the relationship's like, you know what,
friends.
we need this Valentine because shits. You could be
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? You don't,
You don't need
But you
Valentine's
don't
Day.
need
You can have
Valentine's
any
no,
weekend.
but I think there's a disproportion. I understand what everyone's saying, by the way, but I'm just also, there's also removing like there is like the general innocent relationship. We want Valentine's Day. It's okay to want Valentine's Day.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Like,
it's okay to want what you want.
If you want it so
Yeah.
bad, then you should
Get in time.
Then book
That
it.
one I understand.
And don't assume that you.
Parents are entitled to summer holidays off. and
No,
other people
it
can't.
doesn't.
No, but
And
that's
I've
what I'm
been
saying. To me, it's the
experiences
same
where
thing,
when
right?
I want to take time, if it's half terms and things like just like you, I would book the time off. There's lots of people that are parents, and there's lots of people they might just want to go on holiday or do whatever. First come, first serve. That's how
That's the
annual
fair way.
leave works.
Yeah.
There's a thing about a conversation I think Auntie Nana and I were having. Something about when do men know the date is going wrong? When is it too old to be talking about raving?
Oh.
And men who wear head to toe labels. It was all in men who wear head to toe labels. So I'm just trying to find a kind of all encompassing thing about dating. When do you know the date is going wrong? Like, what point is it from the person walks in, from conversation, from like just in general for men? Is that a good one?
For men, though.
Is he the representative of all men?
Yes.
I don't take on this role for one. I'm not speaking for all men. I remember me personally, I had a date. This was years ago. I was chatting to this girl on Facebook and everything was cool. And then we met up in person and I think she was like, oh, you're slimmer than I thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
But would that be okay?
But that's one of the first things you said.
Okay.
Like, you're slimmer than I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hadn't been going gym. Yeah. See? So I was so thrown back by it. And then we're standing in a queue, right? So like, I don't know how to follow that. So I'm more silent now. And it's just awkward. And I remember that was the first time, I think we was halfway through the film. I said, let's just go.
Halfway through the film.
Halfway through the film. Didn't finish the film.
Halfway
Because
through
the vibe was off. I weren't interested in
But
the
you're
movie.
not even talking because you're in the cinema. Halfway
No,
through
but the
Did
energy
you feel
going
like
in
she
there,
felt like she didn't like
I
you
felt
because she was
like,
slimmer?
you know what? Yeah, like you're not really
Into
like,
me.
yeah, you're not happy with what you see.
Wow.
I was like, you're
I
not
get
really
that,
happy
though.
I
with
get
what's
that.
going on.
I get that.
But halfway through the film.
You know what it is? Like,
did
for
she say?
example,
You know
what's so fun?
say you know, you failed your driving test within the first 5 minutes.
I
Why are
knew
you
that.
driving for the next hour? I'm
I finished
done.
my driving test.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
No,
Like,
because
it's
also there's other things to learn, and you might be good at some things that other than what you failed on.
Yes.
Also,
That's
as
true.
like it's very interesting because I feel like there is a large proportion of women who hear things like that
And-
when they're on the date and they still go through everything.
Yes.
That's
Anyway,
true.
so it's interesting that you just stopped it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
enough now.
interesting, and
Did
that's
she
Did she
very
fight you?
male
Yeah.
perspective.
She like
No, like we didn't even talk after that.
of
course.
done.
So you both just left the cinema.
We
So
both kind of just said, we said,
interesting.
like, I
That
think
is
the thing
very
was, this
interesting.
film's dead. Like, this film's
But
dead.
both of you like you're
Let's
both
just-
dead. You're dead. You're
That
dead.
is
I feel
so.
like you're out of order, you know.
That's so.
The film was dead. I didn't say I'm going. I said that. I think
you
I
didn't-
was.
you didn't just
I remember
go for a
for
drink.
one. For
But
one.
had she not
For
said-
one. This
had
was
she not
about
said that-
15, 14 years ago.
I feel like
Okay,
it was
cool.
yesterday.
That's
Yeah.
why you're uncle. But anyway, but had she not said that, then you would have sat through the dead film.
No, because
Did
you know
you
what?
like
it is?
her?
For me, it was from that being the first thing you said, and there was
Did
an
you like her
attitude.
Physical.
I think
Did
we
you like
both liked each other from what we saw because it was Facebook, right? So you're seeing
Okay.
pictures and
No,
whatever.
but when you
That's
saw
why he's
her
an uncle.
In
too.
person?
in real
Wait,
life,
I was like,
That's why he's an uncle too, because he said
Facebook.
Facebook.
yeah, I know.
Allow
Facebook
it.
dating.
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't want to pick up on that, but yeah.
In my head, I was like, no, she's all right, but I was disgusted by the personality that came across.
Disgusting.
Yeah, to me, your personality
Because
covers.
that's
Your
but you know
personality is
what?
more
I
important
might
than your
say, like,
looks.
I might have
This
said
is
that in
refreshing.
front.
It's
Yeah,
refreshing.
interesting to know.
Your
This is
personality.
refreshing because women hear this all the
Well, yeah.
time. I was gonna say this is refreshing because women hear this type of thing all the time, and we're not almost allowed to say that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We have to kind of like take it on the chin and
Yeah.
be like,
You
oh,
should be
yeah, it didn't
grateful.
work out.
But also
like,
on the
do you know what I
flip
mean?
side-
But at least like we went. Do you know what I mean?
On the flip side, it's a throwaway comment. I might be like, oh, you're smaller than I thought, but doesn't mean I didn't like it.
No, but there was other
But when she
energies
said
I was
it,
getting.
okay,
It was the
okay,
way
that
she
was fine.
said
read
it.
it. That's fine.
I could tell
Yeah,
straight
because
away.
she's like,
Yeah.
nah, you were supposed to be.
But
here.
equally, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be around someone that
When he
just
said
putting me
something,
down or
yeah.
when he's saying
Or
something.
where you feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Leave women, leave.
Do you want to do the quick head to toe in designer?
Yeah, like
I want to just get your opinions on this.
It's not 1995. That's all I've got to say.
head to toe designer, all the labels in front of your face.
I
Yeah.
don't- what do you mean though?
Okay, so it's a classic Dear Aunties. Gone on a date
Yeah.
in her 40s, met a guy, and he was wearing Gucci loafers, had the small little bag,
Gucci bag.
Gucci bag. Yeah,
Oh, and you can all see the signs,
and you
isn't
can
it?
see all the labels on,
I-
and
it's
that
a turn
immediately gave her the it.
Bandana
It's a
as
turn off for
well.
me.
He didn't have a bandana.
You didn't have a bandana?
No, but
It's
it
a
was
turn-
it was the head to toe in labels and a flashy car, and
And a
was just like-
flashy car.
Yeah, she was like, no.
She's got ick
No,
by
no.
a flashy car.
It was and all the labels.
I think it comes with the personality because I think it for me if you're a slave to the label and it's all over visual, and I feel like, but I think you can tell when someone's a slave to a label and it's just that's just your fashion and your style, and I think there's a element, and like it's everyone's choice, individual, personal style, but I'm not really into like flashy, gaudy, everywhere, everything, all the names, because and especially you're like yeah, it makes me a better person because I'm this. It's icky to me.
Oh, what did you say?
It's not 1995.
I don't know.
No.
I think
Just to go back on that a little bit,
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. I don't like, you know, when you've got the logos everywhere.
Yeah.
I
that's
don't
what
like
I'm
that. Like you can have like one piece, maybe one blah blah. But if you've got the logos from head to toe, I personally don't like that.
Me
If
neither.
that's what you like, fine. But I personally don't want to see that. I don't want to dress like that. I don't want to see that.
And it depends
If you're
on the logo
wearing
too.
if you're wearing name brand clothes, but it's not like that and it's subtle and that's different, isn't it? Because maybe that's just what their thing is. It's just the logos everywhere. It's just like, Will.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I mean, personally, probably not my cup of tea, but I think like I would think, oh bless. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, bless.
yeah, because you're showing me you've got like everything all at once. I'm not gonna be.
Lord.
Is that rude?
No,
but
no,
like,
no.
I'm not gonna get the ick at the car though. No, absolutely.
No,
not.
the car bit
No, I
wasn't.
think
Yeah,
it's
fine.
just
It's the whole
It's
package.
the
Yeah.
addition of.
So you've pulled out all your very
Yeah,
best.
but that's
and
what I'm
you've
saying.
got-
But if you've got a car, the lifestyle, everything is on, but you're just wearing all the brands at one time, all the big logos at one time, then it wouldn't necessarily. I would think like, okay, I could work with this because you're all right. You might just need a little bit of
Tweaking.
sprucing, like, do you know what I mean?
Don't wear that with that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't piss
What
me
if a woman's doing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
everything.
I couldn't, like, that would, I don't know, it's the, like you said, it's the logos
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
If I'm seeing all of that, and I feel like if you're representing that, you're going to attract something, you might attract a certain type of woman that you're now going to have to maintain rather than someone that's genuinely, and I feel, for me as well, I feel like if you're a man, you got a decent build as well, you can just wear a plain black tee and it looks, I'm just saying, innit? You can wear a plain black tee
With a chain.
and a chain, it looks, but what I'm saying is I feel like if you've got a certain build as well, like, you make the clothes don't make you.
That's the one. Aaron, let's check in on you. What have you got going on this year?
This year, so I'm hoping to do my first live event at some point,
Which we are going to be on the bill.
100%.
Yeah.
And I've been working on a co-parenting app that I haven't announced it. It should be out in the next few weeks, to help men and women. There's going to be a community on there. There's going to be information. I've got someone in terms of legal side of things that's helping me with the legal routes men and women will go down and providing services to them. So I've not announced that, but yeah, hopefully in the next few weeks. Hopefully in the next few weeks that will be out. There you go, ladies.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
All right, guys. Where can we follow you, Aaron, quickly?
Instagram, raisingboys_to_men. YouTube, I'm starting to put more content out on there, and TikTok as well. 85k on TikTok now. I'm getting there.
That's
And you'll be back on Aunties again, because we're going to try
That is
to have
amazing.
like,
Whenever you want.
monthly-ish, so
Whenever
we'll
you
be
want.
back.
100%.
We'll be back. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Your
Thanks for the
Aunties Could
milli.
Never. Thanks for the milli. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to sign up to our Patreon.
Yes, do that.
5, 10, 25.
Yes.
There you go.
Follow
50,
us.
20.
And follow us and listen to us on all the platforms.
Follow us on YouTube, please. Thanks.
YouTube.
Please and thanks.
Subscribe.
I said YouTube. YouTube. Bye. All right, let's get forget.